Chismosas, please pay attention because I have an important update about the massive raids and deportations that have been going on around the country. I was just trying to keep myself informed and I was going through articles and I came across this one that was just published a few days ago that says some migrants arrested in the immigration crackdown have been released back into the US. Now, I haven't seen this being covered by mainstream media, and I'm like, it really seems like this is something that they don't really want people to know. So I started digging into it, and here's the tea. Now, although they have been trying to make it very public, the amount of people that they have been arresting and deporting, doing things like posting the updates on these websites, on Twitter and stuff, and alleging that they have made over 8,000 arrests ever since inauguration day, it looks like they are leaving out a key piece of information, and that's the fact that they can't actually hold all of these people that they are arresting, and they're actually letting a lot of them go. And not because the agency is full of great people or anything, it's just because they legally can't. Now, I was wondering, why exactly can't they? And I looked it up, and apparently federal court orders forbidding indefinite detention have forced the agency to release some of those arrested in the roundups rather than hold them until deportation. But Cheeto doesn't want the world to know this because that would mean that they know that he's in way over his head and that he's not going to be able to actually fulfill his promises. Surprise, surprise. Now, apparently NBC actually found this information out and they're like, hey, can we talk about this? And they were shook because they didn't think this was going to get out. They didn't think it was going to be public knowledge. So a spokesperson actually had to come out from the agency and be like, yeah, we acknowledge that federal court case limits us from detaining people indefinitely if their country refuses to take them back, which can lead them to be released. And they went on to say that the agency, federal law enforcement officers do everything they can to keep their communities safe, but in some cases, they're required to release certain arrested aliens from custody. Now, they do say once they are released that they are put on some monitoring program known as Alternatives to Detention. And apparently sometimes they'll put ankle monitors or wrist monitors on them, or they'll just force them to do telephone check-ins every once in a while to make sure they're not going anywhere. Now, apparently NBC went even further into this and they found out that apparently the agency is only funded for 41,500 beds nationwide. So what it's looking like is they know for sure that they're not going to be able to house all these people that they're apparently trying to deport, even if their country does decide to take them back, because it takes a long time to deport that many people. But they're just going on with it regardless because that's the orders that the president gave. So that also does speak to the reason why Cheeto was so desperate to talk to Maduro, because he was trying to round up all the Venezuelans, but he's like, I have nowhere to put them. So he was having to actually just release them anyway. Now, ain't that some shit? I had no idea that was happening. Apparently, as they go and they release people right now, they're just doing it on case-by-case basis. And who knows how long this will continue, because we all know that he's trying to do that whole Guantanamo Bay thing. And we all know all his rich friends are trying to fund all these private prisons. But I'm very curious to know what you guys think about this. Let me know down below in the comments. And don't forget to like and follow for more gossip, chisme, and all things tea.